Welcome back to LonelyMan BGs in this series on how to play War of the Ring. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the action dice. Each die has a number of special icons on its face. Each icon represents a group of actions that can be taken using that result. Action dice pool. The total number of action dice that is rolled by a player is known as the dice pool. For example, the shadow player starts with a dice pool of 7 dice. The free people's player starts with a dice pool of 4 dice. Throughout the game, players will be able to increase their dice pool. For the shadow player, they can do this by bringing minions into the game. They can earn 1 die for Saruman, 1 die for the Witch King, and 1 die for the Mouth of Sauron. Thus, the shadow player may have a maximum of 10 dice in their pool. The free people's player may earn 2 additional dice throughout the game. One enters the pool once Aragorn, heir to Isildur, enters play. The other is taken when Gandalf the White enters play. For both players, if any of these characters are eliminated during the game, the additional die is lost as well. This becomes effective the next turn during Phase 1. Hunt allocation. During Phase 3 of the turn, Hunt allocation, the shadow player may place a number of action dice in the hunt box. These are devoted to hunting for the ring. If one or more of the fellowship action dice were in the hunt box at the end of the previous turn, the shadow must place at least 1 die in the hunt box. The maximum number of dice that may be placed into the hunt box correlates to the number of companions currently in the fellowship. Therefore, if there are 5 companions, the shadow player can allocate up to 5 dice in the hunt box during this phase. Note, the ring bearers are not considered a companion. The shadow player may always place at least 1 die in the hunt box, even if there are no companions in the fellowship. All dice that are not placed in the hunt box are rolled during Phase 4. Once all dice are rolled, any die showing the eye result is placed into the hunt box, in addition to those previously allocated. Let's take a look into using the action dice. During Phase 5, players will alternate resolving their actions, with the free peoples going first. If a player has fewer unused action dice than their opponent, that player can pass instead of taking an action. The other player then takes another action. Once an action die is used, it is set aside until the next turn. The only exception to this is when the free people's player uses an action die to move the fellowship. Any die used in this way is placed in the hunt box once used. The die or dice are returned to the pool in Phase 1 of the next turn with all the other dice. Now, we're going to briefly go over what players can do with each facing, which will be gone over in more detail in their respective videos. These options are shown in the player reference sheets as well. Character action. When this side is shown, there are a few things that can be done. A player may move an army with a leader to an adjacent region, or attack an adjacent region. A player may also play a character event card from their hand. The Free Peoples has some unique options available to them using this action. They can progress the fellowship, hide the fellowship if it was previously revealed, separate out companions from the fellowship, and they may also move companions. The shadow player may move minions using this action as well. Army action. Players may move armies, attack enemy armies, and play army event cards from their hand with this die. Muster action. This die facing allows a few things. First, players may use this to move nations down the political track. Second, players may play a muster event card from their hand. Any nations at war may also recruit different combinations of reinforcements at settlements. Finally, the shadow player may bring certain characters into play according to the character cards. Event action. This die facing allows players to draw event cards and play event cards regardless of the type. Muster/army. This allows players to perform any action from the army and muster actions. There are 2 unique die facings. The Eye of Sauron is unique to the shadow player, and as shown before, is placed in the hunt box. The Will of the West is unique to the Free People's player. It can either act as a wild and change to any other die result, or it can be used to bring Gandalf the White or Aragorn into play, according to their character cards. And this concludes our video on action dice. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. Thanks for watching.